Hi, I'm Jeff Dixon, and I want you to know something. Frank Sinatra, it is reported, was asked to play the lead in the now famous iconic film Die Hard. That didn't happen, did it? Interesting. Frank Sinatra playing the lead character in the now famous film Die Hard. See, Die Hard was based upon a book written by Roderick Thorpe and was a sequel to his earlier work called The Detective. Now, if you are a fan of Frank Sinatra's, you might know that Frank Sinatra played the lead role in the film The Detective. So in other words, Die Hard had a prequel. Did you know that? See, right now, you now have more information than you had when you started watching this video. Your life is complete, but hang on to your hat, it gets better. And because of the contractual agreement that Sinatra had negotiated, he had the first right of refusal of any portrayal of the same character from the subsequent novel. So, Sinatra is now 73 years old. They're producing a film called Die Hard, and when they start digging into the contract, who owns the rights that are based upon the book, what does the contract read? Lo and behold, startling, they found out that Frank Sinatra has the first right of refusal of starring in this film. What I'm saying to you is that Frank Sinatra could have been John McClane. But Sinatra, thankfully, kindly recused himself from the project because he felt like at age 73, he just wasn't ready or prepared to become the action hero that John McClane was about to become. Enter Bruce Willis, one of the all-time greats. Oh, I know a lot of you think Sinatra's an all-time great, and you can think that all you want. I'm talking about Bruce Willis here. Bruce Willis, who makes Die Hard, which is, whether Bruce Willis agrees or not, the ultimate all-time Christmas movie. And Die Hard being a Christmas film, Bruce Willis explodes upon the screen, and all of a sudden, Die Hard, John McClane, become household names and leads to a series of sequels of the movie Die Hard, the film industry Die Hard. John McClane becomes a beloved character, and most people know of that character. They have no idea that Frank Sinatra was in the prequel to Die Hard. But now you do. Die Hard, believe it or not, has some spiritual implications. And I know that you would expect nothing less from me is to take a film series like Die Hard and make some spiritual applications. And so I am. So get ready. Here they are. I have a few of them, 6 of them actually. The first one is this. Die Hard reminds us of resilience and perseverance. John McClane, brought to life by Bruce Willis, embodies the spirit of resilience, his ability to take on overwhelming odds and continue fighting for what right is seen as a positive characteristic, a reflection of the human spirit's capacity to endure and overcome adversity. Second of all, Die Hard really are stories about good versus evil. There's a clear dichotomy between good versus evil. McClane is the moral compass. He's the one that is pointing in a direction so we can understand what's happening around us. And so that struggle in every Die Hard film can be interpreted through a spiritual lens, where the fight against corruption and evil doing is the universal theme in every one of those films. And the John McClane character always is able to call that out. The third thing that we see in the Die Hard films is a story of redemption. John McClane's character goes through personal struggles, including relationship with his wife, consequence of his actions, relationships with his kids. By the time you're done with all the films, there's his son and his daughter, and his journey is nothing if it's not a path of redemption, where he keeps fighting and he keeps highlighting the themes of forgiveness and the importance of being willing to grow over and over again. Die Hard is a redemptive film. Also, in Die Hard, there is sacrifice. There are always characters making the sacrifice for the greater good. This theme resonates and really does remind us that anything worth having, worth achieving, worth doing comes at great cost. Sacrifice is always involved. Faith and doubt are themes that show up because characters in the film at different times grapple with faith and trust, both in others and themselves. These elements contain deeper connections for us as we try to be followers of Jesus about belief and hope in the midst of the uncertainty of life, and remind us that while life is never a guarantee and you never know what's going to happen next, you have to ask yourself continually, what do you believe in and who are you going to trust? And then there are also themes of community and connection. I mean, it's an action-packed narrative, but the importance of the characters as they interact and the community they form is essential, especially in how John McClane interacts with those around him. Those echo spiritual teachings about the value of relationships and working together. And so next time you have the opportunity to watch Die Hard or any of the movies that came along later, remember there's a spiritual side to it. I know you have to look past the R rating. I get that. But at the end of the day, there is a story that drives these films. And these films can teach us a lot about staying faithful, keep fighting, and don't give up no matter what. And there's a reward that waits for each of us. So, truth of the matter is, Frank Sinatra did indeed turn down the role of John McClane in the film Die Hard. Can you imagine how the series would have been different? Notice I didn't say better, because it's hard to beat Die Hard. It's pretty good. And so, I look forward to joining you next time as we discover something that didn't happen, did it?